And yeah, so it's live. If someone basically going to the YouTube page, they will basically see us. So just maybe do some quick introduction, everyone. Name, where are you from? I don't know. Just what are you doing? And then we will move on. I will start. And so, Germany. Yeah, I'm working for a company called Zalando. Yeah, I'm doing front-end stuff for like, I don't know, 8 years now. And thanks to some people inside my company who knew, try to help a bit with Webpack CLI. Right now, mostly documentation and organizing meetings and all the stuff. But yeah.
I can go next. I'm Kaushik. I live in India and I work with a company called RotoData. So and I've been working since a year now, and I do full stack stuff. So our stack is essentially on Vue.js and Python.
All right. It's
awesome, man. Which part of India you're from?
I'm actually from Hyderabad, and we're moving our tech team to Bangalore.
Oh, awesome. I'm in Bangalore as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I'm also from India.
You
I
can do
was,
Webpack CLI meetup.
yeah, yeah, sure. So I did my GSOC with Webpack last year. I mostly worked on the CLI project, migrated the whole project, introduced it into TypeScript and adding static types and all that. Also implemented the add remove command that we were missing. Also refactored some other commands and a lot of things that we had to refactor about ESTs and all that stuff. And yeah, that was mostly it, I guess. Currently, there is still one we are pending about migrating the tests and all that to TypeScript. So planning to work on that next. So yeah.
Sounds good. I'm Evan. I'm based in Oslo, Southern Norway, and now Northern Norway. And I've been working with Webpack for a while, since the start when we split Webpack into its own repository to Webpack CLI. And I guess that's it really. Nothing like interesting other than that, I think. Yeah. I work in Oslo for an ISP company where I do front end and I do some build tooling and I do some infrastructure and some developer advocate stuff. And it's a pretty like flexible role. So that's it.
Awesome, Matt. So is any one of you working with GraphQL, like in company or anything?
Yeah, we do that.
Yeah.
My previous company used to do that. Sign Up, it's actually a product based for the United States and Australia, etc. We used GraphQL with actually Python and also Ruby on Rails because we had multiple microservices. So I've had experience with Graphene and Ruby GraphQL libraries.
Awesome, man. Like we are currently migrating our stack to GraphQL, and it is like really amazing. Like my initial impressions are really good. So let's see how it goes from here.
Great. Then you can all explain me how it's going on.
Yeah, well, it's okay. Really good. Yeah.
Cool. I would try to focus then on just like I said. I mean, we did it, but we should do it again, like a short, quick check-in. What's going on right now? I mean, the refactoring, I think it's clear it's currently kind of on hold, but I don't know how we can even if we just say it stays on hold until Evan is back to normal work, like, or which I would prefer more is getting somehow a second person, just
Yeah,
going through the branch and working on it. Maybe there is already someone with an interest on a GitHub issue.
I was going to split up to the different issues, but I haven't really had time because I have so much on my plate right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get that.
I'll try to get I bet Drudu might do that, and also this like summer college intern that we're having
Yep.
could
I
could do
can
that.
pick that up, but you'll have to like make a good plan about what things we have done. So I can't directly go through the code. You'll have to like create some design or something, and I'm not sure what, but I'll have to understand what approach is there before diving into code. So
With
if
Webpack
we
UI or
can
with the new CLI?
with the refactoring if you want me to.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty easy to navigate around because it's like
Uh,
it's this one big class, and
Mhm.
you have this method. It's called run. It's like what's the name for that? It's polymorphistic. So we have this this one method on a class which runs inherit methods from every other class, and those classes are arguments.
Okay.
So just do a deep dive and tell me what you think, and I'll help you out if there's
Yeah.
like.
Is your local code updated with the GitHub code, or have you pushed the latest code, or you have it locally?
What was that, sir?
Do you have any uncommitted changes that you have locally that you are like working on since a while, or is
I
everything
don't.
up to date?
Everything is pushed, but it's no point rebasing the master branch against this branch before like you get started.
Yeah,
Just
before,
start
yeah,
hacking because we're removing a lot of commands and flags.
right.
So,
I'm a little lost here. Could anybody like catch me up with what you guys are talking about?
all right, so we're basically building a new interface for the CLI, which is it's kind of messy, but we're doing it, and we have stalled and halted that work because I haven't had time to finish it, and now we're talking about starting that work again, basically.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you.
No worries. All right.
So, okay, great. Yeah. The only thing I would recommend here is maybe if Druid goes into the code and you have some kind of discussion or whatever, maybe it's good to have like, I don't know, have some bullet points about the discoveries or like some bullet points. Maybe if Druid can't help, someone else could pick up on his findings or whatever. Just keep in
Right.
mind to document some stuff, even if it's just
Sure.
some basic bullet points.
Mhm.
Yeah. So then the next thing is the Webpack 5 support, which yeah, Sean is pushing, which means it also needs some priority from our side, as far as I
Yeah.
would guess.
So Tobias told me that there's this compiler purging system, or like there's a method or an object. Well, it's a function on that object, the compiler object from Webpack, which we need to call when we close the compiler after we finish the compilation, because it purges the cache. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So
Okay.
I've done a PR for that, and there's some other stuff that needs to be compliant with version 5. I think that's grouped up in issues.
Okay.
I can have a look.
Yeah. So as I said, I'm currently focusing on documentation, but if there are some tasks I can help with, because now on Fridays I am quite flexible and want to push basically on the open source Webpack CLI stuff, because Fridays seem to be quite good here to do open source work. So if you have some issues or someone I can poach, like I can ping, I would be up for it. Hey.
What's up?
Hey,
Hi.
All right.
So,
Let's.
Hey guys.
hi.
All right.
hey
Okay,
man.
I would just try to move on to Webpack UI because then we can all discuss on that. I would say,
Yeah.
if it's fine.
Sure. Great.
So, okay, then what's next? Exactly. So this one, as I said, I started. There is just one thing I discovered, and it's basically that there are in the repository on the root folder some stuff, like some documentation, which is kind of looks similar to the package readmes, but they're a bit more. So my idea would be to just get them into the package readmes.
Yeah, that would be great. Yeah.
Because somehow I think someone did a PR and updated docs, but somehow it's conflicting now. So we have kind of like two documentations on the same thing. And the other thing I wanted to mention is how should we deal with updating the Webpack docs page with our stuff? Because I think that needs some kind of strategy because we have all these plugins. Like who should I ping for getting something like
the documentation page?
Yeah, like webpackjs.org.
You could ping, well, I can have a look because I think that was Helkish, but let's
I mean,
see.
because it's basically most of the things is there. I would say we have most of the stuff documented for getting like a basic overview of what's there, but it needs to be structured. And I'm quite sure there is some idea how we should do it. Maybe there is someone who's like the.
You can contact Eugene Hulsko, or you could just like join the documentation team channel.
Okay. Okay. Documentation. Okay, I will do that.
Join the Slack channel and you're all set.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm joining right now. Awesome. So that's cool. So I will ping them. Okay, that's perfect. So then we can basically move to the big topic about Webpack UI.
All right. I can start off with explaining stuff. All right.
Yeah.
So for beginners, it's hard to get started with Webpack because we have a command line interface. So the idea here is to make a website for Webpack, which has the same capabilities as the CLI, but with some extensions like making the users having a better time by importing projects, creating new projects, and having a graphical user interface for that. So what we're doing is we have to come up with the design for that, and then after we come up with the design and user story, we're actually implementing it. And we have this infrastructure for the UI project right now on GitHub, but we have a lack of designs before we actually can start implementing anything. So to sum up, like really fast, we're trying to make an interface for Webpack which is user friendly. So people that do not have the prerequisites, they can like just get started right away instead of like just use a lot of time in user space and tooling. So that's basically it.
Yeah, we can hear you. So hello.
Hello.
Oh, okay. So my friend Kenneth here is a designer. You're looking to have people design your GUI, right?
Yeah, that's right. Correct.
Oh, okay. I have my friend on here, Kenneth. He's a designer, so I think maybe he would be able to help out with that.
All right, great. So I think Ferry has a mock-up that he's currently sharing.
Okay. Well, how do I?
Just click on
Hello.
Ferry. Hello. All right. So we have this issue. look at.
Sorry, I was muted. So I have this issue right now opened, which is basically our start of discussing how it should look like, or how it could look like. Yeah.
All right. So
So
first thing a user sees, let's do user stories right now. First thing the user sees would be this screen. So when you create a new project, you can use this Webpack scaffold stuff that we've created. You can click on that button and you would get redirected to another screen, which prompts you up for details about a configuration. Otherwise, you can open an existing project, whereas you would just click on the Webpack config at that given project, and then that would import the project and give you some stats on like how the project is performing. You can view the compilation stats and everything like that in the browser. If I can see what Fer is doing. Right. And if you click on the change directory stuff, then you would naturally just like change directory, change the project you're at. And I think that will be a good place to start. Just creating like this simple start and dashboard to have something to go off from, so we can easier create user stories after we like come up with a nice start point.
yes. So yeah, I mean, from my understanding and how I see this, basically, it's for right now, it's really about just having a starting point, like even a starting page, yeah, where people can just really start. I mean, it's basically the screen we have there, and behind that, there is some functionality. We have much more ideas and things currently, but
all right. So
yeah.
can I just interrupt a bit? So for the designs, we have to create this one. This we can call this right now. And for the design part, we need a dashboard layout that's looking almost like this, the same structure with the design schemes. So instead of like the white box with creating project and everything, we have a compilation or terminal right here in the middle. And I think we discussed like having some tutorials and everything like that, but we can do that later once we have this thing up and running and also the dashboard up and running.
So I think before focusing on design, we should focus on the user stories and then create design around the features or the things that we need to see in the UI. Should not
Exactly.
go the other way around. Should not focus on design first, and then it will be a lot of back and forth, and at the end it might result in a messy design. So I think we should focus on user stories, get community feedback as much as we can, like what people actually need, where they are struggling.
I think that we already have community feedback in the sense that people are struggling to configure Webpack. So we need a way to change the configuration file inline, which is completely user friendly with like with human or English words that explains what this is going to do with the configuration files.
All right. And where would this thing get hosted? Like where would the CY be hosted?
Locally.
It will run localhost.
Okay, so locally based on. Okay.
And also we can push like to Heroku or stuff like that. It's no worries.
So if you push it outside, yep.
Is the end goal of this to actually help users understand the configuration better, or is it to help them create configuration files?
Both.
Both. Okay.
Yeah. We want to make it easier to create configurations, and we want them to create configurations like this. So yeah.
But it might be worth to start maybe with one thing regarding like understanding what we would need from a story perspective, and then going to the next step.
That's right.
Yep.
But I think that a good starting point would be this screen and the terminal for viewing compilation, and configuration screen, which would you could view the configuration and edit it. So I have a coworker send you his webpage where he actually has kind of like a system to build Webpack configurations online.
Oh.
And that,
Are you sharing the link?
yeah, I'm sending you a link.
Okay.
Just have to get to the link. Right. My hotel Wi-Fi is blocked, so anyways, oh, here it is. Oh shit, I found it. Oh, here, great. I'll send you a link. So something like this would be great.
Where? Oh, check it out.
Just a better interface.
All right.
And
Oh,
I would even say
yeah.
that's already a really good starting point.
Yeah, that's right. So we already have a user story there.
all right.
Yeah. So it's basically starting with, okay, that's my simple Webpack, and then I need React. Obviously, I need also maybe Babel and the code loader and configuration for the dev server, and then there it is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Yeah. He's really talented. I haven't told him, but he's talented.
So I would even say let's, what about just having that somehow also here?
First.
So for the design part, designers should take this link and come up with a clean solution to that. Better interface with clear, like this Webpack inspirational design.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. Quick question, like when the designers, why can I hear myself?
What's that?
When
Say?
the designers do their mock-up, do we like send a Figma link to you?
I can't hear you quite properly.
Hello?
So try it again.
Hello?
Yes.
Okay, so when the designers do the mock-up,
All right.
do they send
Oh,
it
I
to
think there's a
the
lot
link
of
here?
people.
We're hearing double. It's kind of pitchy. All right.
Okay.
Let's try again.
Maybe you have a second microphone open somehow.
Yeah, that's right.
Check that.
Let's wait for his word.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Just type.
Great. So
Hello?
we can hear you now. Hello.
Is it better now?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay. So I was saying, like, when the designer does the maybe redesign, should we just send a link here, or should it be in the GitHub, like the issue?
Let's publish it on GitHub so people can have a look, and you will get
Okay.
feedback from everyone.
Oh, all right.
I mean, most likely a designer will use some of their tools, and yeah, I mean, for them it's just creating some screenshots. Should be easy to add to the GitHub issue.
All right. Check that out. Okay.
Let's. Okay, all right. So the plan for Webpack UI right now is to create the design for this, do a user start on this. The current UI we have with the mockup, let's try to implement that in, like, program that. But we need to have an interface for creating a new project, which would be the one we just showed, that link just given. But we also have to have a screen for the open existing project.
All right.
All right. So for the design feedback on this, as a user, when I was going to open a new project, I would assume that my configuration file would be viewed on screen, and I would get some indication of what dependencies are loaded, which ones. And I was also hoping for like some tips on how my configuration could work better in the aspect of performance and readability. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm just taking notes. Sorry.
No worries.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Do we need a common place where we're writing this down?
The GitHub issue.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would also ask that we all just, like, you can all just join Slack channel and then keep up maybe fast discussions there, and then some discussions if it's also on the GitHub. It just depends on the level. Like if you have some basic questions, or maybe you have some stories to share, I would say just go on the GitHub issue, and then we will figure it out.
Right.
Okay.
What's the Slack channel link? So,
Yeah, that's a problem. I have to get Tobias to invite you guys. So after the
Okay.
meeting, just send me your email handles, and I'm gonna get him to invite you guys.
all right. What else? What's on the agenda? Are we still on this?
I think we're finished with this because all right. For we need a design for creating a new scaffold or a new project, and we need a design to choose an existing project after you imported that. So that's it.
All right. Okay. Try.
So, am I right? So we would need something like create a project, open existing project, and also some UI once I create a new project, maybe having to configure my Webpack config, like in the link from your colleague,
Yeah, that's
like
right.
that one. And maybe also not maybe like we have it, but yet if there is a need, I would say like optional, maybe something like design for the start page or dashboard. I mean, on the GitHub issue, we have something, but I mean, if somehow.
Yeah, I think we need an actual dashboard.
Yeah.
Maybe even kind of like a welcome screen.
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on how you are, like the designer wants to structure that. It could be also that you have some kind of like a sideboard, like a sidebar where all your existing projects are, and you can just click, and then you open up some screen.
That's right.
It's, I think the goal is really about how to visualize existing projects, and yeah, and how to configure maybe like we kind of maybe it's a folder, and then what happens if people have more existing projects? This needs to grow at one point, and then maybe just a nice add button for creating a new project with, I don't know, with a dialog. So it really depends on the designer here, I would say.
Okay. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, cool. So
this is picked up by like 5A is picked up by external contributor.
Okay, that's cool.
Mock tests are also picked up by external contributor. That's pretty nice.
That's awesome.
And I haven't heard from.
Yeah, I don't know regarding that from Sandel. I can't reach to him today. And the next one, I don't know regarding roadmap. I think right now we have enough to do regarding the Webpack UI and Webpack 5 support, which will at least until April, May is already stuff we need to work on. So yeah. And then the next thing we just catch up is about release cycle.
Yeah.
Regarding we need some strategy. It's there, but yeah.
I think just writing a blog post before we release 1 week, like 1 week before we release an alpha. We tell them that we're going to release an alpha, and 2 weeks before we release a beta, we release a beta. And we're writing about, all right, we're releasing a beta right now. This is what you're going to get. And 1 month before we release the actual version, we write a blog post about we're releasing this version. Expect this stuff.
Okay.
Or else we could say like, okay, we're releasing alpha. This is what you get, and then we would just wait 2 weeks, and then just like, all right, we're releasing a beta. This is what you expect. But I think like these posts in advance would help. That's a nice arrow function. These dot props.
No, I'm now about, well, I mean, the simplest blog post would be basically about a prosa written approach of the changelog. So I'm currently thinking about, yeah, you will have anyway some kind of changelog, and all the new PRs, we just need to, we need to write down then just that it's easier to catch, like what happened, some bug fixes, what happens with the fix, maybe like telling people, oh, we fixed these 5 things and this will improve, I don't know, that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
I will make a comment. I will tag that regarding writing it down, and also trying to. I will try to think about a way of a process how we can make really that possible. Because for that we really needs more alignment via Slack. Okay.
Yeah. We just have to get to a stable point first.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So after that, yeah, I mean, I saw that we have some, or not some, we have 14 open pull requests. And I think most of the new ones are basically kind of in waiting state, just because some older ones are still not finished. Yeah. But I wanted to just mention it, that we should keep an eye on it, especially the TypeScript one is quite long. It's open quite long. It's kind of on green, but I don't know what the current state is. If it's finished, it's done, or tests are failing or something. Maybe, I don't know, Druftrud had some information.
I think Drut is the best one to answer that.
Yeah, I think it's almost done. You'll have to rebase it on master, and we'll try to close that by this weekend anyhow.
Okay, that would be really great, because I saw some of the new pull requests, and I think Emanuele sometimes just mentions like people should just wait until you finish that one. So I think the earlier the TypeScript stuff is done, the faster we can also merge some of the small other pull requests. People are waiting. Just also to keep that, not that we are at one point getting to 2 or 3 pages of pull requests, because then it will get out of control of maintenance.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
There might be some new files which are added in the meanwhile when TypeScript tests are written. So we'll have to go through the latest code and refactor everything. Might be. Anyway, I'll try to close it by this weekend.
Yeah. If you need some help, I mean, just ping people in the chat. I think it was quite a big pull request. Many people were involved at the end. I'm just saying because it's there for quite some time and it seems finished, but I don't know what's missing.
The code.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's almost finished, I guess. I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
finished.
Cool. I mean, I'm not creating the pressure. I'm just saying we should just keep it in.
Yeah.
I'm not creating any pressure, but I'm just giving you pressure.
No, I'm just asking. There is a difference between the check-in
it's pending
and
since a lot of
asking
things. Yeah.
this, and versus you need to get that done now. Yes, but it's okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Except that, I don't have any much left to say from my side. So as I said, anyone, like also all the new people here, I will also add you all to our bi-weekly meetings, because I think right now, whoever wants to work on the UI's topic, just join us on the bi-weekly meetings. And yeah, I have your emails already, I think. And yeah, we try to have a bi-weekly meeting just for information, because otherwise, if always doing some doodles and then trying to get to an appointment where everyone or most people can, it's just impossible, because we are across multiple time zones. So we just kind of made a decision now. It's always Tuesdays. And yeah. And afterwards, I will share some notes and the agenda. So I took also my notes, and I will try to sum up that and make some notes on the Webpack CLI wiki page.
Great.
Also share the YouTube link. So whatever happens, it will always be like this will be the single source of truth. So, so we can also easier catch up, I think, in the future. Once we are in a stable mode, I would like to have also more referencing just pull requests, and then we can talk and then see 2 weeks later if something happened or not, or if it's closed. So we have more success, like the feeling of success. Yeah. Okay.
Great. All right.
So,
right.
Are there any questions or anything else?
I'm just gonna say that do write a detailed description of the UI user story for the wiki page, because people are gonna look at that.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that can make it today, and there's a good designer in Canada that also wants to help out. So
yeah, I will try to write a more like the bigger picture and more detailed description. And yeah, I mean, I will share with you afterwards. And as it's just a wiki page, if you see something is missing, you can always just change it. That is a fair point. Okay, cool.
Great.
Then
I just had this small note about the Webpack thing. So, what are the blockers that we have there, and who's exactly looking into it?
I don't really have time, so if someone else want to do that. It's really awesome.
Yeah, I was planning to work on the integration tests part, but there is one more issue, right? Let me just find it.
I have an open PR for the fixing of the test. It's not quite done yet, but you can start doing that.
Which issue are you talking about?
I can find it. Just hold on. It's
can you ping me the issue number or something?
Test. I think it's a hard coded agent Azure.
that default
I'm
should never
joking.
be altered. That one, right?
I think I have a branch open.
Okay.
Fuck. Let me just try to see if I have a branch open right now. All right, just start from the bottom. I don't think I have the branch here.
Okay. Anyway, so let's go through it again in the next meet. So we need to close this by April, right?
That's right.
Yeah. So we still have some
Preferably
time.
like
So
right now, because people are testing the beta version or alpha.
We are talking about this, the last issue, right? Created by Sean. Webpack Alpha is broken against Webpack CLI latest, right?
yeah, that is fixed already. So that Sean himself made a PR for that fix. We just need to add integration tests. So in future we'll see this ahead of time. So there is one more issue which says that Webpack's default should never be altered. So that is something I'm not sure who is looking into it.
Okay, is it possible that you try to find that person or ping Sean or whoever currently? Or just point me to the person who is it, or I will just directly write Sean. Because in the GitHub issue, there is just nothing. It just, I mean, there is the error
Sean that
message.
created the issue?
Sean created the issue, and he also created the pull request. And he also created the pull request, or he referenced the pull request.
This 759. That issue I'm talking about.
Ah, okay. We have 762. I have also something else. Okay, that's the other one.
Yeah, 762 is fine. Like that has been already addressed, kind of. We just need to add tests so we don't face this in future as well.
Well, yeah, it would be cool if we would just write down one line of comment or 2 lines. What should be done according to what you said, just adding some integration tests. So maybe someone else can pick up.
Right.
Then, okay, I'm seeing the other issue. Okay, cool. I'll also try to see on Friday what I might be able to do here. Okay.
So since we don't know exactly what to do, we'll just see what could be done, and we can discuss it during the next meet, or we can do a short call over weekend or something till we decide what approach we need and all that good stuff.
Okay.
So even if you get time, if you can just think of the approach, maybe someone else can do the implementation bit. But if you can go through it once, then that would be helpful.
Are you like mentioning Evan now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't pay attention, but
I'm just saying. Okay. I would do it easy. Just keep a note, and I would just follow up with you too, just to see how we can make sure that this gets some, like, at least, as you said, like on the GitHub issue, just documenting pieces that needs to be done, maybe. Not really coding, just some kind of like a brainstorming, and then maybe even Sean has some other ideas. I don't know. Okay, I will do a follow up with you. Okay.
Great.
Because we are done, and I don't want to keep everyone else in the meeting. Okay, cool. So first of all, thank you all for joining it, and yeah, I hope we will make some really cool progress. Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm seeing something. Sure.
Right.
Hi.
Hey, we can't hear you, David.
No, something. I hear a click.
You hear me?
Yes, now.
Yeah, no, it's okay.
Do you hear me well or not very well?
It's pretty good.
We can hear you.
Okay, great. In tab, I can see the projects tab, where that's a Trello-like interface, and I can see the Webpack CLI new interface. And I was curious to know what is this about, because there's not much information about it.
I can actually show you if you want to.
Yeah, would be great.
All right, let me just be visible again. Right. Great. So but I'm not sure if I want to do this because I don't remember doing like 134 commits.
Okay.
But yeah, let's try it. Oh no.
But it is already a work in progress.
That's true. That's true.
So, I mean, your first question regarding this Trello-like project board, honestly, I'm not sure what the state is. I know back then they started working and using that to organize, but I would need to ping Emanuele, who started and pushed that project, to see if they are still using it. And I also, currently it's also a bit in a blocking stage because of design, because we need some more design on that side.
But do you mean the Webpack CLI UI?
Yeah, the UI topic,
Yeah.
not the CLI itself.
I think he was referring to the interface.
Yeah, the new interface.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe someone created but didn't really continue it.
Okay.
That was me.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way, I've seen that the Trello interface for the Webpack CLI UI is quite useful, because there are many issues and pull requests, so it's hard to figure out what is happening without the Trello layout.
Yeah. Agree. Totally agree.
Yeah, that's maybe one of the next topics I might start once we have like have more like meetings in place and people are joining, and afterwards we can also try to have a much better approach of when there is an issue, can get automatically into the Trello board, and this Trello-like board, and then we would just need to define what means what stage.
Okay.
All right.
There's an official. Sorry.
No, just continue.
Oh, okay. There's a channel where I can get notified when those meetings will happen, because I've seen it, because even retweeted it.
So I think I got, I don't know, I have some emails, and most likely you might be also one of them. If not, you can just wait a second. Maybe I can even see here your. No, I can't. Can't I just see your email address from this chat? No.
Oh,
you can, if it's fine, maybe you can just send me again your email, just to make sure that
I can write it in the chat if you want.
Yeah, sure. So generally, all the emails I have, and I think you also got invited, right? So I will add all you to our Google Calendar.
Ah, okay, great.
Yeah. So I will just add to the Google Calendar, and then you will see it in your calendar, hopefully.
Oh, thank you.
That's it.
Great. All right. So with the old CLI, it was kind of loady. You did a lot of things, and it got super messy.
Okay.
So what we're trying to do is to create a more lean and sleek interface by simplifying it by a lot. So for the new CLI, it would look like something like this. And we have some other columns here, but it's going to be like a lot better visually as well as to use.
Okay.
And we are also setting a lot of defaults here. So we can actually do this without Webpack crashing, because we are looking recursively for a Webpack config file. So combine this with some other defaults that we're setting in the performance aspect and the user friendliness aspect. We're trying to make it a better experience just by creating the interface better, and also trying to make it better for the user, I guess.
Okay. So it's a change about the API and what is printed in the terminal.
Yeah, that's right. And also we're removing a lot of flags. So
okay.
it's not compliant with the old Webpack CLI. That's why we're using a lot of time. Like we're using a lot of time developing this, because it's going to break a lot of systems.
And there's a raw version of the specification for this project, or a repository, I don't know.
What was that, sir?
Is there any raw documentation of the specification of the project, or a repository?
It's on the next branch, so you can just look at the code. But in general, we're going to create some post about this. We have already created one on Medium.
Okay.
About this. So the reason why we want to change this to a more user-friendly interface is because users have a lot of will have a lot of easier time actually making stuff, and have a lot less time in configuring Webpack. And we want to make sure that, all right, if you're a beginner, then you can just type Webpack and you're all set. If you're a more advanced user, you can use configuration files, because it makes no sense to put a lot of flags in the CLI, because nobody wants to have a 100-line code bash script or something like that.
Okay.
Let's see.
I've seen one.
It's this one
at the start. Okay.
I can actually link you that in the Google Hangouts, and we're all good. So here's the explanation why we're changing this. As you can see, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Cool. So, if there are not any other questions, I would say again, thanks all for taking time being here. And yeah, see you all in 2 weeks.
Yeah, cheers.
All right.
Okay.
See you.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.